Back online, Chair.
Thank you very much for that, everyone. And so we're just going to progress going forward now. Is there any more questions to be taken with the last comments? No, but I'll move to the next section if I can. Okay, so are there any questions from the licensing officer?
No questions, thank you, Chair.
Okay, so are there any questions from the applicant? Done that. So over to committee now. Committee members, do you have any questions?
I've got no questions of the of the objectors at the moment. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, no questions from the objectors.
And there's no questions from myself. So I would now like to invite the premises licence applicant to make their presentation. Please, the representations. You're on mute, Theo.
My apologies. Thank you very much for your time today, everybody, and giving me the opportunity to explain the reason for our application extension. As you will be fully aware, the hospitality industry as a general at the moment has had a big period where we have lost a major amount of profit through being closed, and in this period now, we are looking to recoup some of that lost income. That being said, we also have made major renovations to the style of the place and of the venue, which caters a little bit more to the evening service. Now, we are predominantly a restaurant. As I say, we have applied for a later license, and from Monday to Thursday being at 12 o'clock, and only at the weekends at the 1 o'clock, as is mentioned earlier. Now, that would being said, Monday to Thursday is predominantly restaurant service. It's just for people sitting at their tables for table service that they would be having drinks. The kind of drinks that we serve, just to give you an idea of the green room as a general, is the high-end cocktails and fine wines. We offer table service as opposed to bar service, and we do not promote any binge drinking whatsoever. All promotions are set to finish completely and utterly, and they do currently now at 6 p.m. Outside, we close, as I mentioned earlier, touched on, at 10 p.m. Our agreement with the South Northamptonshire Council is 10:30. However, we don't like to push that limit. Various households around us have complained years before with voice recordings, and they've set voice recorders up in the garden, and we haven't had any of these been submitted recently. We completely close our recycling area and do not take any bins out after 10 o'clock either, just to respect the local community. Now, we've been running as a business for 8 years at an exceptionally high level, and we have a great reputation within the local community. We have most of our patrons are from the local community, and we respect all of the wishes of everybody, hence us closing the outside areas at such an early time. Despite the number of seats that we actually have outside, we don't look at the income that's lost from that. We do respect the noise pollution laws that are in place, and we make sure that we abide by them at all times. Now, in this period now, if the exceptions of the light license was accepted, like I say, it wouldn't be at the detriment of our moral standards and the support of the local community, which is essential. The bottle bins will still be stopped at 10 o'clock, as will the music outside. We only have music in the courtyard area. There is no speakers in the garden anyway. And as I say, we're talking about the extension here. The music inside, we close all of the windows as soon as we close the outside area. That is why we have no noise complaints recent at all with any of these voice recorders. When we're not talking also as well as the objectors have put in about the staff clearing up. We don't turn music up when the staff clear up, and we're talking about the customers here. And as I say, the predominant music times are between 8 and 11 and will continue to be that period after people finish dinner, or between 9 and 11, as I say. Between 11 and 1 will be soft background music and only table service. We are not a nightclub. We don't have a dance floor or anything like that, and we don't plan to change in that way. We're predominantly a restaurant serving high-end cocktails and wine. Other businesses in our local area also have, I believe, close at 1 a.m. just up the road. Now, onto the objections. we've only had objections from the same venue here, one from the owner and one from the manager, none of which have ever been spoken to us face to face. When we obviously work next door to each other, we are neighbours. In that period, one is saying as a resident, but we haven't had any other residents that have objected whatsoever. I'd like to highlight, and one of the points is that there's been vomit outside. We haven't had any record of any vomit near the premises whatsoever. Our clientele is predominantly between, I'd say, 35 to 55 is the main age group that we have. And if any vomit has ever been in the street, it could have been from any other venues in the local area. I'm aware that we have a lot of our staff all there serving table service, and we don't plan to change that either. And as I say, the reason for the application is predominantly to recoup the money that's been lost and to recoup the refurbishments that the owners have put their money back into. Thank you very much for your time today, and I really do appreciate being given the opportunity.
Thank you indeed, Mr. Benson. Are there any questions from the licensing enforcement officer?
No questions. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much. And are there any questions from the objectors? You're on mute, Mr. Silver. You're on mute, Mr. Silver.
Yeah, I got it. What it is we're all in the same industry, and we've all lost a lot of money over the COVID period, which I completely respect. They need to claw back some money, but we're exactly in the same situation. Hotels have been hit very, very hard. We've got 7 rooms on that top floor, which half of them are facing the green room wall. So those are the ones that complain, you see, and that's what I was trying to say is the same thing for everybody. We're all in the same situation. We're all lost a lot of money. And just making one person be able to recuperate the money is going to affect us, because at the moment we're already getting people.
Mr. Silver, can you just limit it to questions, please?
That's why I asked, yes. But I don't think that there's, they cannot guarantee what they're saying, because I see that age groups completely different to what they're describing.
Mr. Silver, the chair did ask you to stick to questions. Okay, this isn't a time for you to make a speech. If you don't follow the instructions of the chair, then you are likely to be excluded from the meeting.
Okay.
So
Thank you for that. So when can I make my comment?
just any questions now? There'll be time to sum up later. So just any questions at this moment?
No questions.
No questions. Is that from other objectors?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll just move on to committee now. Committee members, do you have any questions?
I have no questions at the moment. Thank you.
No questions, Chair.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. So all parties will now have the opportunity to sum up. You don't need to repeat your presentation in full. Like a glossary if you can. So I call upon our enforcement officer, Stephanie. Could you just please give a quick sum up, please, Stephanie?
Thank you, Chair. Yes, so I'd just like to remind the committee today that the options that they have for your steps to take are to grant the licence subject to conditions as appropriate if it is considered necessary to promote the licensing objectives, exclude a licensable activity, refuse to specify a person named as the DPS, or reject the application. And that's it. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much indeed. Okay, so subcommittee, would you like the opportunity to say anything in summing up? No. Objectors, would you like to have a sum up if you can? So,
Yes,
Mr.
yes.
Silver?
Can I speak now? Well, I'm not going to get thrown out, am I?
No, you can say
Okay.
what you will. Just to sum up, please,
Yeah,
Mr.
very
Silver.
quick. What it is, I understand the green room. I understand not just the green room, every business and leisure industry has been affected by this, as the whole country has. and we're all trying to recuperate. We're all trying to get through this. We lost a lot of money as well. We started up the business. We got closed down a year later. We haven't had a chance to even build the business. All I know is that at the moment, it's having a 1 a.m. license when we've got people sleeping. We've got people that go to Silverstone that are up early in the morning. Most of our business at the weekend are people that are going to the races. They're up at 6 in the morning. They don't want to be listening to music until 1 in the morning or noise until 1 in the morning. It's already happening now. And I think any alterations, it will be massive impacts on our business. I understand everyone's got to make a living, but there's got to be a balance to be had here. As far as the other 1 a.m. licenses, there's not many residential areas. They haven't got a hotel next door, so it's completely different scenario to the green room, where there's houses behind, there's a hotel right next door, a couple of meters, and you got the hotel. So it's not as easy as black and white. But Sean, you want to say something? Thank you very much.
Since they've reopened, their clientele seems to be a younger market, which is young girls arriving in limousines. There's a lot of noise when they're coming outside, standing at the front, smoking after 10 o'clock, which is affecting us as well. Yes, we understand that they need to make money. Advertising on their website when they're doing all-you-can-drink promotions and things, that's encouraging people to binge drink, not just go for a social drink, which I didn't think binge drinking was allowed anymore. And I know I wasn't supposed to say about other people, but other residents have come to speak to me and complained to me about noise and told me there is a petition.
No, Mr. Silver, sorry, sir, Sean, as you've been told, you can't make representations on behalf of other people.
But people are coming to complain to me. I've had, like the other Saturday.
No, you cannot submit that.
Okay.
People are complaining about to the hotel about noise.
Sorry, Mr. Silver. Sean is is here as a complainant to make his own personal complaint.
If someone's complaining to him and he's just explaining to what they're doing, that's all he's saying. He's not saying
Mr. Silver, you've already had instructions on this. Thank you. We're not hearing from you now, Mr. Silver.
Okay, let him speak then.
As I say, as the manager of the hotel, also as a resident, I've had people complaining to me, thinking it's the hotel that's making the noise. And that's all I'm saying. It's ruining the reputation of the hotel because people are complaining about noise that has nothing to do with us.
Okay. And is there anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay. So
Oh.
do you feel that you've had sufficient opportunity to say everything that you wish to say to the subcommittee?
Not really. As I say, since we've all reopened, we've had broken glass outside the front of the hotel. We've had people being sick. Now, I'm not saying it is the green room, but we never had the issue before they started changing the clientele and getting the younger people in.
Sure. I think you need
With the older people.
I think you need to keep to the facts. What you can actually say is definite, if you can, please.
Yeah, I have this, well, 3 Sunday mornings when we first reopened, both the Unicorn and the Green Room. I had to, on Sunday morning when residents were checking out, I was cleaning up sick and broken glass. Now, it wasn't from the hotel. So, and the clientele is a younger generation. On a Saturday afternoon, there's lots of young girls going in.